Welcome in to the channel Tennessee podcast. It is October the 20th, 2025. A lot of things happen on Rocky Top at the moment. We'll talk about what happened on Saturday. The Vols fall on the road to Alabama. Is everything still in front of Tennessee? Bless that question. We'll pose that question. Kentucky is on deck on Saturday. Take a look around college football landscape. Tony Vitello was at practice this morning. What does that mean? What are we hearing? What is being said? We'll discuss that. But my friends, let's talk some sports. Let's talk some Tennessee sports. Before we get going, this podcast is brought to you by Southern Turf. It's turf time in Tennessee. Give my buddy Scott from Southern Turf a call for a free quote on your artificial turf needs, ranging from a backyard to a football field to a putting green and more. Scott has a solution at an affordable price. Compared to his competitors, give him a call at 704-960-2651. That is Scott from Southern Turf. I'm looking at the screen right now, and Austin looks like a sick, pathetic puppy. He looks like he's about to have a breakdown, not knowing what Tony Vitello is about to do. Austin, share with us your feelings right now because you look like you're about to jump off a bridge. You're muted. Turn your head on.
Sorry about that. The current narrative at this very moment is that it's leaning more at Danny White, or that Tony Vitello is taking the Giants job, and it sucks. I don't think anyone too much is to blame. It's just I know there's a billion narratives out there. Whatever it is.
You sound so pathetic right now.
It sucks.
It does suck.
It just sucks. I mean, we have a national championship winning coach, and it looks like he's leaving. That's kind of sucks.
Okay,
maybe the most exciting presence we've had here in my entire lifetime as a Tennessee fan. This guy has made this guy has meant the world to this place. It really has, and it does suck. It does. You can't undersell it. I don't want to ever undersell what this is.
Yeah. You say they're going to make it during on a day of the playoff game, MLB playoff game. Toby chimes in. Says MLB don't make announcement during playoff games. It'll come if all tomorrow. So
it'll be after the game or tomorrow. That's from what I've heard everywhere. I mean, it's information is everywhere. Is it coming from the baseball program? We don't know, but it sucks, man. This guy
sounds like he's watching TV with his dog dying right now.
Yeah.
Comments are rolling in. If he leaves,
man, it sucks. It sucks.
It does suck.
I'm not gonna understand how much this sucks.
It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. I don't want him to leave. No one wants him to leave. But let's be realistic here. I'm on the realistic side. I love Tennessee more than anything. I love the baseball program. I don't want him to leave at all. Let's get that clear. I don't want that to happen. I don't ever want a really great coach to leave ever. But take the orange glasses off. Take the fandom away. This is the biggest opportunity of this man's life. You're going to the highest of highest levels. The highest. Skyrocket to the very top of baseball. And I get that no one wants him to leave. And I don't either. But let's be realistic here. You're getting it. The Major League Baseball is calling you and saying, we want you as a coach. Major League Baseball. I know. I get it. He's never coached in MLB before. I get it. But if the major league, the highest league in the history of baseball, is calling you, why wouldn't you listen? I'm not playing devil's advocate. I'm being an actual honest question. Like, that would be crazy to me not to listen. That would be crazy.
To me, he's definitely listening. I definitely think he listens. I get that. I do get that, and he's probably thinking, I want to get this in before I get older.
Mm-hmm.
I just I think the more likely scenario is that it doesn't work out because nearly every MLB manager, I mean, it's not a place where guys just come out of nowhere and make their claim and just that he's gonna be the man. He's gonna be the new Bruce Bochy for the next 25 years. That's not.
Okay, so
And
what
Bruce
if
Bochy was only there for like 10.
let's put it this way. So if Tony Vitello went to your Atlanta Braves, what would you be saying right now? If
Be
he went
just
to your
as
Atlanta
gutted.
Braves, do what?
I'll be just as gutted.
You would be just as good if he's going to your team that
Because
you
I
like.
don't think a manager really matters that much in Major League Baseball. I don't. I just don't. I don't think like that's the thing. Tony Vitello means the world to UT baseball. I think it matters insanely much if he's here or not within the success of this program. With Major League Baseball being the manager, it's just pulling pitchers and making lineup decisions, which I also think are weaknesses on Tony's part for the most part. I don't think he's elite at that. It's just crazy to me. You know what Tony's great at? Recruiting, talent evaluation, that kind of stuff. The stuff he won't be doing being a Major League Baseball manager. Those like the strong suits of what Tony Vitello does will not be what he's doing in MLB. So that's why that is the narrative why I think it's kind of crazy, or not crazy, but just like why I think he shouldn't be doing this. And here's another thing. It's not they might pay him more. They might pay him more. They will pay him more. It's not significantly more. It's not like going from 1 million to 17 million. It's like it's in the ballpark. It's like the highest paid manager of baseball is uh the Dodgers guy, I can't think of his name, and he's making 8 million, and with California taxes, it's significantly less than that. So with
Okay,
California taxes, living in the most expensive city in America, he just bought a. Oh man, it's just. I know I'm a Tennessee fan, and
you don't say.
there's this narrative out there that whatever, whatever.
What's
It's
the
just.
narrative? Quit saying whatever. What's the narrative?
Uh,
Explain yourself, young man.
I know there's a lot of talks of whatever with NIL, this discussions. I don't know if there's any truth behind that. I really don't. I I I think it's mostly Tony wanting to probably go try it out. I have heard from a lot of people that it's just something he's very intrigued by, and
Yeah.
but it's just and this is a guy that like gets moved to tears talking about what they built here though. So it's so.
I'm gonna go with what Wolverine says. The longer we don't hear about it, the better it is for us. I told you this, and you never know what's going to happen. You could hear every report, Twitter reporting. Twitter is a social media cesspool of crackheads, and it's call it like it is. You're going to see reports from over here. You're going to see reports from over there. Everything's going to be crazy. Where pets' heads are falling off. Like it's Twitter will do anything for likes and clicks and everything like that. You can hear about reports. We hear about this all the time in sports of this man's going there, this person's going there, and it never goes there. They never go there. So the reports are saying right now, like, yes, there's a good chance that he goes there this time tomorrow. Like he'll be there this time tomorrow, but we don't know yet. And that's what pisses me off about it. Like people freak out before something actually happens because they get on Twitter where there's 70,000 different reports from east, west, south, east, west, north directions of all barriers of Twitter. Like it's wait, I'm not freaking out until something actually happens. And you can read all the reports you want to. And I'm gonna laugh my ass off. It just like breaks after on this podcast, but it won't. But what I'm saying is it's just Major League Baseball. Major League. It's not it's insane thing for him to leave for. And I don't want him to leave. My God, I just don't want it unless Elander takes over. Then I'm somewhat okay with it. And I don't want him to leave. But to sit here and say it just doesn't seem right. It's just dude, that is so crazy.
It doesn't fit him, in my opinion. Really, my thing is just like the strong suits of what Tony Vitello is will not be factors at all in being a Major League Baseball manager. It's not a. It doesn't seem like a fun job either. It's not like it's like I don't know. You just sit there and I don't know. I don't know.
Drew says we might lose Austin if Tony V leaves. Bye.
And you're like, well, what would you say if it's the Braves? I don't give a crap if it's the Braves. I mean, I don't
Oh,
even.
you would have such a different response.
No, I would
You're
not.
such
No,
a
I would not.
liar. You're
Dude, I don't.
such a liar.
Dude, the Braves announced Snit was retiring the other day. I don't really even care. Managers are managers. You know, they get to do
Austin,
the post. He's got to do a post game every night with those. Oh,
oh my
it's
God.
just it's
A post game. It's just not his
I guess I'm
style.
comparing to Snit, and they're very opposite people. But
Yes. I get what you're saying. I'm just trying to give you a hard time. But I'm not going away from what I'm saying. It's just like, dude, you have the biggest opportunity in your life. Why? Like, it's not. I don't know why people think it's insane. Why you would take this? Like, I just don't.
here's what sucks about it. Here's what
And it
sucks
does
about it.
suck.
Here's what sucks. Okay, guys in Major League Baseball managers. Let's say the Dodgers missed out on the playoffs 2 times, and he's the type to probably have a little disagreement with the management up there or the upper people there if they're trying to pull strings and whatnot. Um, it's gonna get bad enough in a hurry. I feel like when he's in San Francisco, and he might get fired. You know, he's gonna do immediately take whatever best college job available is, and we're just gonna have to sit there and watch it. We're gonna sit there like Florida fans did when Spurrier went to South Carolina, just like LSU fans did when Saban went to Bama, and it sucks. But when Patino went to Louisville, it
And
just
I get that. I 100% get that, man. And it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck to see him in some other uniform, some other place, but it hasn't happened yet. And that's my whole thing. And if it does, yes, it's gonna suck. But reports on Twitter seem to be 5,000 times worse than they actually are. And so we'll see. We'll see. I'm a wait and see kind of guy now. Like I've been it's just I don't know. It's just it's so no one wants to lose a national title winning coach. But be happy that he won a damn title for you.
No one wants to lose the best coach in maybe the history of this. Honest, I don't think if you took all college baseball history, I don't think you could pick one guy better to lead your program. This is
Speak with your chest, boy.
This is just sorry. I am.
You sound like you.
I'm bad. Okay, I'm bad off. Okay?
We're all
Dude, I
we're all
love that
disappointed.
guy. That guy was awesome. I just that you couldn't like.
He hasn't left yet.
This.
He hasn't left yet.
Just it being a possibility. Just it seeming like it's probably happening. Pretty bad. Okay.
Yes.
Here is nothing less than freaking amazing. There is no one I don't think on the face of the earth that could have built this place up faster than he did. He made this thing out from just something no one really watched to just a constant weekend activity and a place where I love to throw my money at. And it's just man,
I know it sucks.
I don't want this to end. I don't want this to end.
No
it
one
doesn't need to end. It doesn't need to end.
Absolutely no one does. Absolutely no one wants this to end. But you can't sit here and say, like, people have been saying this for years. Like, it's gonna happen. People are gonna start coming for him. They have the best colleges. And here's one thing. I'm gonna make this point, and then I'll shut up and let you you find a razor blade somewhere in your room. But if you had Texas A&M throw the woodshed at him, you have all these colleges wanting to hire him, throw the woodshed. He never once said yes to another college. That's my main point. If he would have said yes to another college and he's going to another college and abandoning Tennessee, hell yeah, I would be so pissed. But if you're getting the opportunity that you're getting right now for MLB, like, I can't be like, I'm sad, but I'm not mad. I can't be mad at someone that wants to go to the major leagues. I just can't. Do I want him to stay? You damn right I want him to stay. I want him to stay more than any coach we've ever had since I've been living. I want him to stay way more than any coach that we've had since we were living. But man, like, I can't be mad at him because this is an opportunity of just like, you can't pass up an opportunity at the highest level of your job.
A lot of people are mad at him.
Yeah, I get that, and it's rough. It sucks, but I don't know. He brought us a national title. I'm thankful for that. And if he does leave, then I'm thankful he brought us a national title. And he put the baseball program in the most insane position possible.
You gotta do everything. You have to do everything you can do to keep him.
I agree, and I think that's being done. I don't. There's no way that they're sitting there and saying, "Oh, screw that. That's not happening. That is not happening." So, but I agree with you. You've got to do everything possible. So, I agree with you on that comment right there, 100%. So, but here we are. We're sitting here on this podcast as we speak. Nothing has happened yet. We'll find out if something does happen, and this podcast could age by this time tomorrow, or it won't. So we shall.
Yeah,
see.
I mean, I'm rooting like hell that I'm being dramatic or something, but I mean, it's pretty much.
You're the biggest Tennessee fan in the whole world. Like, let's be honest. You're the biggest Tennessee fan I know. You're the biggest one I know in the history of my life. I've never met a Tennessee fan more invested than Austin Brown as we sit in this chair right here. You came on this podcast and you sounded like you were going to jump off a cliff onto jagged rocks. Like, Austin invests so much time in this damn university. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be sad.
Yeah.
It's understandable. It's understandable.
Most of my emotion. It's just sad. It's just depressed. It's just, I mean, I honestly haven't thought about the Alabama game more than like once today.
My wife said I'm offended that you just called him the biggest Tennessee fan ever.
Megan's up there.
Yes, she is.
If you throw on the Lady Vol, she's got me beat. But
oh my God. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Austin, let's get a little bit more fire in your voice, all right? You look like a sad basset hound with the lowered ears and lowered eyes and saggy ears. Like, just that's what I pictured. If people listening, that's what you should picture him as, is this big old saggy basset hound that is just looking at the ground. But all right, let's move on. We'll figure out that situation as it happens. We spent 18 minutes on that, so that's not too bad. And the viewership is freaking crazy right now. So this is a fun show so far. Vols fall on the road, Austin. And I want to go on a little rainy rant here for a second, okay? Before we start this. Talking to Austin earlier in the day, I mentioned this to him. And this is getting on my last nerve when it comes to this fan base. Not everyone, just a certain little group of people. But I just want to start out with, like, it's okay to criticize, okay, people? It's okay to criticize. What gets on my last nerve is when people criticize coaching, criticize clock management, criticize play calling, that people immediately go to this phrase, well, who are we going to get? Who's out there? Who are we going to get? Is that not annoying to you, Austin? Does that not annoy the hell out of you when you criticize in-game stuff that literally just happened and people are like, well, who are you going to get? Who's out there? What's the name? I'm like, what? So criticizing a game and plays and clock management and stuff like that does not mean you want to fire someone. It does not mean that. Where does that come from? Where does that come from? Austin, you criticize all the damn time. You tweet more than any human I've ever met in my life. Do you agree with that? You think that's crazy? It's okay to criticize.
Yes. Yeah, it's okay to criticize. That is something I actually like. How do you not watch that and get pissed off as well? That's the thing I've always thought. Like, how are we watching the same product? You're clearly not actually trying to think here while this game's going. And like, you could say like, oh, it's bad for UT or something for you to criticize. No, I don't buy that. I don't buy that one bit. It's just being honest. And if we pretend there's not a problem, that doesn't mean that the problem's going to go away.
Exactly.
And I don't think anyone needs to be fired, but
no. Well, but here's the thing. people cannot realize, and people just don't understand. Some people are too dumb to acknowledge it as well, that Tennessee has a problem on the road against good competition. They have a problem on the road. They do things that they don't normally do on the road. Some would say pissing down your leg type of vibe. And it's the truth. And if you don't agree with that, it's a trend, then I don't know where your head is at. Probably up your ass. But I don't get to where you can't, you're not allowed to criticize your team with that. Oh, who are we going to get? Like that's very annoying. That's very dumb. So I wanted to preface that before we get into this football, because we are going to criticize. Me and Austin both are going to criticize in this exact podcast, in this exact moment. And I'm going to start off with asking you the question, Austin, what are your biggest takeaways from that game? Because I've got mine. And I'm going to criticize because that's what fans are. They're fanatics. We're fandom. We have a fandom of a team. And if you don't get mad because you spend a lot of money on this team, you invest so much time in this team, which is why Austin looks like still a saddest puppy in the world on this podcast right now if you're watching the live stream. But your biggest takeaways, Austin, right now from that game, what is it? Because I've got mine. Go ahead with yours.
We can't tackle to save our life. It literally looks like every player was taught 17 different ways to tackle. That's how I describe it. You got one guy coming in his arm, one guy coming with the hand, one guy coming in like this. And you know what's unique about all those ways to tackle? They're all wrong. They're all poorly taught. They're just not the right ways. And I'm not a coach. I didn't do nothing, but I've watched a lot of football. That ain't right, and it's embarrassing. It's certainly embarrassing when you have a guy 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage and he goes and runs for 40 yards when you had 7 arms on him. It's freaking embarrassing. You're not playing Adrian Peterson. I mean, Alabama's not bad. They're probably the best team in the SEC, but you made them look way freaking better than they are. That's what I will say. And I mean, the penalties, man. How are we still getting penalized like that? How undisciplined can you freaking be? You guys get more rattled than a case of rice-a-roni. It's freaking ridiculous. And this is year 5 under Heupel, and I love Heupel. I think Heupel is the right guy to believe in this program every bit of the day. He's a great coach. I'm not even once. But this is a problem that needs to at some point be addressed, okay? Heupel, if your team is averaging, and here's the thing about the penalties, you're guaranteed to get a certain number of penalties with Josh Heupel right now, it seems like. And every time those penalties occur, I feel like the play calling changes too. And it's pretty freaking predictable. Let's say we get it's 2nd and 10 and we get offsides, a false start, and it's 2nd and 15. We are running the ball at the middle. I can tell you 9 times out of 10 and every time it doesn't feel like that was a play call before that happened. And it's just it's very baffling and frustrating. And man,
I heard someone say it best the other day that penalties are baked into this to Josh Heupel's coaching scheme. Like the penalties are baked in. They're gonna happen. They're baked in. They're not getting fixed. But here's one of my biggest, like, when it comes to Heupel, and you said it, he's the right man to lead this program right now. And it's okay to say things that aren't very good that you can see with your 2 things between your nose and 2 things between your ears called your eyeballs. You can see them. You can all see them during a game. What you just said, the tackling, it looks like a Derek Dooley defense right now with the tackling. It looks pathetic. And I get it that you're down a couple DBs, but that should not affect the way that you do fundamentals. It's the fundamentally sound things that we still can't do right 8 to 9 weeks into the season. That's what gets me watching a game. And I get so angry because I'm with my family this entire weekend and everyone's telling me to calm down. Like, no, I'm so invested in this team. I'm so invested in this program. I'm a Vol fan. I'm a huge fan. So yes, I do get mad. I get mad because I want them to do well. I get mad because I want everything to. I want to beat Bama. I get mad because you can see that we're on the cusp of doing something good, and you just keep pooping your pants on the road and these type of games. If you go down to Gainesville and you poop down your leg, this fan base is going to be brutal. This fan base is going to be on another level of pissed off. So that, especially with the firing of Billy Napier, especially with just the drop off of interest from Florida players, that's what worries me. And people are like, well, the rest of the games are pretty winnable. There is no winnable game left on our schedule except for New Mexico. I'm sorry. And I'm scared to death going up to Kentucky because the last time we've gone up to Kentucky the last 4 or 5 years, we've only won by like at least 6 points. And they took Texas to an overtime and a field goal. And Texas has one of the best defenses in the country. So get your shit together. Stop this bullshit. It's pissing me off. It's pissing Austin off. It's pissing everybody else off when you're watching it. The fundamental stuff is really starting to show its head when you play someone with a pulse, someone that's really good. You showed it against Georgia. The display. I've never seen a team that false starts in their own stadium so much in my life. Alabama did not beat Tennessee. Tennessee beat Tennessee. That is a freaking fact. That is a
pick
fact.
Six changed everything. I mean,
and can we talk about that play call? Yes. Horrible. Why do you run play action? No one in the world thinks you're going to run the ball.
Yeah.
No one.
Maybe.
No. Not from that formation.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I guess.
And you go to the short side. Here's my problem. You go to the short side of the field on that. You go to the short side of the field. I don't. If you're going to pass the ball, Alabama calls a timeout before that play. They call a timeout.
Do you think Joey had all his options, or do you think he was basically just throwing the kits the whole time?
That was the play. To Kitselman was the play. Because who the hell else? Who the hell else is? Yeah, and who the hell else is going to be open in that short, little, tiny little space? So Alabama calls timeout. They come back out, and they literally jam that side of the field with defenders. And before the ball is even snapped, that player has already picked the ball off. He knows exactly what's about to happen, and so did the rest of the planet. The play calling, if you're going to throw the ball, you line up a shotgun and spread Alabama out. I don't understand that play to the short side of the field. I don't get it. And it's so frustrating because you have great talent, you have great players, and they don't look like they're playing very confident right now.
It's like here and there. It's like the tackling, the penalties, but I saw a lot of good from the line, from the running game. Leading the nation in drops is not good.
Not ideal. Not ideal.
That's not exactly something I want to put on a poster. That we drop more balls than anyone. It's pretty. That sucks. I'm not gonna lie. That absolutely sucks. But
read that comment, Austin.
We have the talent to beat any team in the SEC. Why do we have coaches that make bonehead predictable calls?
What's the key word in that post from Chris?
I'm not necessarily sure the calls are that bad. I think a lot of it hasn't, like a lot of their stuff just isn't hitting right. Like there's a bit of gelling to do. I feel like everyone's timing is off a little bit at times. Like I saw a breakdown a lot of our plays. I do think we're close. I think they're not exactly getting what they want. And I will say this is a quarterback that, he had 2 months basically to prepare here. Mm-hmm. He had 2 months. And so I do give some sympathy there, but the discipline problems with the line and just the dropping from the receivers. I mean, I got to be honest, Kelsey Pope ain't looking too hot, man. I mean, you have the overall production of the receivers looks pretty good on paper, but when you throw in leading the nation in drop passes, it's that's not ideal, and it does look like the timing's off a little bit. And you do have I don't want to say anything about Joey, but like it is sucks that I feel like it's you do kind of occasionally see the pop up of, I don't know. His is
He get
there's
he
a
that I get it. We get what you're saying.
yeah. Yeah.
But that
I
dude,
love him
that
to death,
dude
and he gives you more than you
kills.
could ever want.
That dude kills himself on the
Oh, he
field.
does. Oh,
He
he
takes
does.
hits. He kills himself, and he's a good player. If you're taking hits like that and you're just not good and you're just killing yourself for no reason, like I don't get it. But Joey Aguilar is way better than anyone thought he was going to be. I mean,
Oh
way
my
better.
God, yes. Oh my
Way
God. Maybe
better.
the most overachieving player in the entire conference. And if he has a few not perfect moments, I mean, he's earned that honestly, because for what he's given you everywhere else. I don't put really any of the blame on Joey. I didn't
No.
mean to make that seem like that. I don't know, man. It's just it sucks to lose, but you can win out. You can. That you have to do a lot of things better to win out, but you absolutely can. Um
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. When we had the bad game against Mississippi State, I thought that would wake us up. Not really. When we had the bad game against, and I wouldn't even consider Arkansas a bad game because Arkansas plays every team they compete against. They play them close, so I'm counting that one out. But I thought that when not Joey, when Tennessee played Mississippi State, I thought that might have been a little bit of a wake up call of, hey, we need to get some things right. We need to get some things in order. We need to do this better. We need to do that better. But we're sitting here after the Alabama game talking about the same things that bit us in that game. And that's a problem. You agree?
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. It's a problem. And it's one of those things where it does come down to coaching. Eventually you gotta blame it on coaching. And I'm not saying like it's all coaching because the players need to do their part as well. Players need to catch the damn ball. The players need to stop doing false starts. The coach is not doing that. The players. And once a game, you could almost bet on the center snapping it early. That is an issue. Luckily, we've gotten back on the ball almost every time it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that snapping the ball early is killing me, man.
It's all these little mistakes that add up.
Little.
They add up, the penalties, the drops, the snap infractions, the other stuff. It's just in the tackling. I just wish I didn't have to watch that. I feel like there's a disciplinary element that is missing on this team, and I hate to say that, but I think that needs to be addressed. That's all I'm being saying. No one needs to be fired. I'm not calling for anyone's job, but that needs to be addressed. You have to get better in those areas, and that I don't feel like I've seen that the past 3 seasons. Like this has been a problem in 23, 24, and 25. It wasn't that big a problem in 22. And do I think Golish had a role there? Yeah, I think he did. I think he was the disciplinarian on the team. I think Heupel was the brains behind the offense. I think he was I mean, I think Heupel still has all of his pluses, but I do think that is something he's missing, and he needs to just address that. He just needs to I don't know. Just emphasize it. Be a bigger heart. Be more of a hard ass sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it takes. And don't get me wrong. This is the era of this undisciplined players, kind of because they cannot show to practice. They can do yada yada. They can. They never had more, like you've never had less control over your team than now, and
Yes.
it sucks. And you're dealing with guys that maybe have just gotten here months ago, and it does suck. That isn't easy, but you gotta deal with it, man. It doesn't seem to be that big of an issue for a lot of teams. I think us in Alabama are the most penalized teams in the SEC. I'm pretty sure.
Yes. I was
And
going
I
to say
don't.
something about that.
And there are times I don't feel like we get a fair shake from the refs, but usually on those like line calls, it's pretty much cut and dry.
If I have to see, let's talk about the rest for a second. If I have to see one more call that is so obvious on the field that they have to go review in regards to Tennessee being short from like a first down or this and that, and you brought up. Let's talk about that. What you just brought up. You brought up the goalish thing. I watched a video, and I don't know if any of you guys saw it that are listening. You probably did. Circling social media right now. Goalish getting into his players, just chewing his ass out, up 35 points, chewing his ass out. And I think that's what you meant, Austin, when you said since 2022, you had the 23, 24, 25. Is there a coach on this?
That is what I meant.
Is there a coach on this roster that chews people's ass out like that? He was a hard ass.
Rodney Garner, not on the offense, I don't believe. I not saying they're all so easygoing, whatever, but I don't think there's a disciplinarian. I've been told that Heupel was a good call. Does when I think you're missing level that you see in like the great teams. Like I don't think you see that crap with a Dan Lanning coach team,
Yeah.
And do I think that's we need to get rid of Heupel. He's not the guy. No, that is not what I'm saying. I'm saying you just need to figure out how to add that element back. You need to address that as something that's hurting you. These guys have analytics, guys. I know Heupel loves the analytics of this game. So he's got to look at those penalties every time and have to think, man, we need to get this out of here. This is hurting us. Can we stop doing this? And just address it. Come on, man. We want to win a national championship here. We want to win big here. We are investing heavily in this. We can't let these little mistakes kill us every time. And don't get me wrong. A lot of people, okay, the narrative, Heupel sucks on the road against good teams. I mean, yeah,
it's a narrative.
True.
It is true. It's true.
Yeah, I will say.
Don't even try to argue this.
Who is the coach that's amazing on the road? It's like Vegas automatically adds more points to that side when it's on the road. It's like, okay, this is a tough matchup. It's tougher now. It's that it's on the road. It's going to be a lot harder to win that game. So by theory and by every definition, every team kind of sucks on the road. Do we suck worse?
It's not that we lose on the road. It's how we lose on the road. Okay. You came to Alabama and it looked like you were just out there with no game plan. And I know you had a game plan. I know that you practiced and you watched film and you had a game plan. But then you have Alabama that looks like they've been game planning for 5 years for this game. That's the thing that is starting to kind of get worrisome is when you go on the road. And I want to bring up this. I asked you this. What is Josh Heupel's record? And I asked you this earlier. Just go ahead and answer it. When he's down at halftime.
It's 4-13.
4-13. Down at half. What is his record when he's up at half?
33-1.
33-1. What's that one loss?
It's Alabama in 2023.
Yes. So if he is not up in a game, you got to worry.
What is the best a Heupel coach team's ever looked on the road? Oh, it's
Oklahoma.
22 LSU.
That too.
Yeah.
That was a day game. You got a night game against Oklahoma. They look pretty dominant in that game. It looked pretty dominant.
On defense.
On defense.
Offense
yes.
was pretty
Yes.
dead in the water. But then again, they kind of look like that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's some things that you need to really start to worry about as this goes along that need to be fixed. And I'm not a head coach. You're not a head coach, but man, you can just see it when you watch it. It doesn't take an expert. You could just watch it and see it, and you can say, "Oh, that's happening again. That's happening again. That happened again." Over and over. It's a trend. That's what a trend is when more than once. It happens more than once. That's what a trend is. And it needs to be fixed. I don't know how it needs to be fixed, but they need to really focus. And one of the things that really got to me in the Alabama game that needs to be coached as well is playing through the whistle. When Ty Simpson fumbled and our guy just hit it like a volleyball down the field, and Joseph was like, "Wait, what are you doing? There's been no whistle." And Joseph goes down and jumps on it, and we get the fumble. That could have been a scoop and score for a touchdown. Playing through the whistle. That is coached right there. You grab that ball, you pick it up, and you run it straight to the end zone unless the ref tells you otherwise. That play right there ticked me off to no ends. And you can't do that you can't not just on the road, but you can't do that in general, man. That's malpractice.
I'll just say all these issues we are pointing out tonight, do we expect them all to get fixed? Absolutely not. It is college football. It will be imperfect. The Alabama did dumb things too. There's plenty of dumb in every college football game because they are amateur athletes playing a professional game, and it's gonna happen every once in a while. It's not ever gonna look perfect. It's never gonna be perfectly clean. But dude, you just got to get a little better in these areas. And sometimes they are. Sometimes this is probably the worst performance we've had all season, worst performance since Ohio State. And you just got to get better. You just need to be more crisp, more clean. And I think they can. I think they'll play better. I do think that is definitely not the best football this team will play in the second half of the season. I think we'll go out. I think we'll beat Kentucky. I think we'll look pretty good in offense. I think we'll win by like 10 points. And then we'll have a showdown with OU. And I feel like we'll win that one too because it's at home and it'll be at night. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure it'll be at night. We'll be in dark mode. I just think we'll come out there and beat them. And then I think, I don't know. I know Vandy goes to Texas or whatever, but let's do something insane and assume Tennessee wins in the swamp. Which whatever. Whatever. But let's say Tennessee wins out, Vandy wins, only loses one game. You could see a college ball playoff play-in game at Neyland Stadium against the Vanderbilt Commodores, where both teams, it's a win and get in situation, which is just absolutely insane to just even put into words.
And I'm not going to lie, Vanderbilt is a legit football team. They are legit good.
This sport is broke as a motherfucker. Yes. These guys are good.
And that's the kind of what I want to bring up. That's kind of what I want to bring up. Because there's before the season started, there's no way a 9-3 team will make the college football playoffs. Well, the way college football is going right now, there could be several that make it as a 9-3 team. I mean, several that make it because what you just said, Austin, is 1,000% correct. This football season is broken. It's on crack. Broken. It's on crack. No, I love it. I think it's great. The parody is great. I love it.
I do. Okay, it's weird. Part of me totally loves it, and then part of me is like, "This is college football. This is not how college football works."
Oh my gosh, I love it.
It's
I love it. I think that it is. Man, I think it's fun. There is no team that is dominant in this sport. I had realized
Tennessee was gonna figure out how to get good in the old format. I guess that's something we had to have to admit that Tennessee was such a cluster bleep and couldn't, get good in the old format. And this is fun. This is fun
It's
to
fun
watch every Saturday.
because there's no team that's good. You see upsets every freaking week. Every week there's an upset. And so the top 25 is completely just unhinged. And if Tennessee were to somehow win out, you better believe they're going to be in the top 10 real quick. Real quick. And it doesn't really matter right now with the AP poll with the college football rankings coming up here in a week or two. But you can't sit here and say that Tennessee still can't. As much as we bitch and complain, this is the truth as well. You can't sit here and say that Tennessee cannot make the college football playoff because teams have been doing some dumb stuff. Dumb stuff. LSU is done. They're going to be on the top 10. They're just forget about them. They're going to lose a couple more games. They suck. They're just terrible. Brian Kelly is a joke there. Their fan base hates Brian Kelly. Their players, it seems like they hate Brian Kelly. That team is going to lose a couple more games because that team cannot score over 25 points. It's like impossible for them to score over 25 points. And it's wild, it's crazy, it's fun. NIL has even the playing field in football, and it's every week is a shit show of fun. And I love it. It's like watching the NFL. You don't know who's going to be who. It's really fun. Who would have told you that Indiana would be number 2 in the country right now? Number 3 in the country, whatever they're ranked at the beginning of the season. Oh, Indiana's going to be one of the best teams in college football. Crazy shit, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely off the hinges. It's crazy as you can get. Um, man, you think Brian Kelly, do you think they're gonna get rid of him?
I could see it. It's you talk about not a good fit. You're talking about earlier Tony Vitello, not a good fit in the MLB. You're talking about the worst fit ever. It's Brian Kelly and LSU because it all started with family when he started to have a freaking Cajun accent down there or whatever that accent is down there. It all started then, and it's been a complete and utter mess. So, yes, I could see them just being like, this isn't working out, and we're just going to go separate ways. I could totally see that.
Yeah, it's just always it's never fit at all.
No,
It's just he
it was
just
weird.
doesn't fit at all.
It was weird to start.
And he's not they don't look that good ever. They have their moments of being good, but it's like always like, well, they're not really good, you know? It's like they're always like on the verge of top 10 it always feels like, but that's not really where you want to live.
You you know how I said that James Franklin always rolls out the same team every year, and people just got over it and sick and tired of it. It's the same thing every year. You can't beat the big people. Brian Kelly does the same thing with every team he's been at, but now you're in a big boy league. You're at LSU. You got to play the toughest team in the country. You can't do that every year, and you're seeing that right now. That it will work at Cincinnati and in places like that. It'll work at Notre Dame where you don't have to play tough competition every single week. Get to LSU and the SEC. That strategy don't work. You can't roll up that crap every single year, every single week. It's the same team. You have the same white quarterback. Besides, you had Golson one year, but you have the same dudes every year. In your team looks the exact same, and people it's so predictable to beat. You can't score this. See, I'm sorry, it's not Notre Dame. It's not Cincinnati. Can't do it. It's weird. It's awkward. It just looks off.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, did you hear that report that Drew Gilbert's been behind a lot of this with Tony? He's been the one trying to make this happen.
I've heard a million reports, dude.
That's coming from someone from the Giants, or that covers the Giants, like a local news guy.
Yeah,
And
I've heard
it's
a
just
million things.
that's hard to read because you talk about a guy that built something here, part of
Mhm.
it, and how you want to feel like those guys would want to keep this going, more than, having his college coach in his dugout. I mean, sure, that's cool, but also, man, for the greater good of this, I don't know. I'm just,
the greater good of Tennessee Volunteers.
It is though. It's a culture. Like we
You
have
think
built it.
MLB
Like
cares about that?
no, I think Tony and the players that built this should. I think they understand that they built something here that is great. And it's gutting. I know it's a great job. I'm not questioning if it's a great job or not. I'm not questioning the opportunity shouldn't be lucrative or shouldn't be like attractive to them. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying like, dude, like I mean, you saw, I'm not comparing it to Coach K's run at Duke. I'm not. That's obviously better. But like all those players came out and just gave respect to Coach K and the culture he built there and everything. And there was a brotherhood of Duke basketball. And I kind of thought we were in the steps of making Tennessee baseball that kind of thing. You understand what I'm saying? Like a true brotherhood kind of thing. And it does if I hear that Drew Gilbert was really a part of tearing this apart, it is a little gut wrenching, okay? Because that guy had the biggest moment of it all, hitting that grand slam against Wright State. And I'm not trying to I don't even know what I want to say. I'm just saying what's coming to my heart, man. That's all I'm saying. I'm not holding anything back. I'm a little gutted. Okay. I'm being a Tennessee fan right now. I'm feeling every
It,
emotion right now.
it
It
is.
sucks.
It
Okay.
is. It is gutting. It's gutting. When that first report came across my timeline, my stomach hurt, and it was right before a couple hours before the game against Alabama, and like I didn't even care about the Alabama game anymore.
No, I didn't either.
I didn't care anymore.
Someone threw out, would you give up a win tonight for keeping Tony V? And I said, well, we're probably not winning tonight. So hell yeah.
No, I 100% get it. I feel the emotions that you're feeling with this, and I don't want it to happen. I hate that it could happen, and I can't stand it. But at the same time, you understand it. That makes sense. Like you understand it. It's just that's the way sports go. People tell you all the time, don't get married to a head coach. Head coaches leave all the time. You never think they're going to leave, and then they do.
It's funny though. You say don't get married to a coach. Dude, I know it was a thing here and a lot of people did care about it, but let's be honest. Tennessee baseball is nothing compared to what it is now. And it's such
Oh,
a thing. It's like don't get married to a coach. Dude, he was the program, it felt like. And his personality, you had that motherfucker. You had the face
what?
of the sport. You had a guy that changed the sport, in my opinion. And it's just and I mean he's not gone. We don't know. It's not
This is
etched in stone.
this is the best comment we've gotten all night regarding what we're talking about. Bev, our lovely, awesome friend, comments and says, "I understand, but I don't understand." Perfectly said. I get it, but man, I don't get it.
It was
You,
such a special thing he built here. And the stadium was being built. Like, dude, you were about to have your palace, dude. It was almost done. I mean, you can't. I don't know, man. I get the opportunity, but dude, it's gonna go out. Like this ain't gonna last. This ain't gonna last, man. We would love you forever here. Come on, man.
yeah,
You gotta at least say there is something there of like, dude, you will not be anywhere close to as loved in San Francisco as you would have been here. Dude, you would have been the king of Tennessee baseball for the rest of the time. You might have been the greatest coach in the history of the sport. I understand Major League Baseball is a bigger stage, but dude, Major League managers, they're viewed as kind of like afterthoughts in it all. Dude, you were the guy here. You were the guy. You were the biggest name in the sport of college baseball. And I understand that's a secondary whatever, but dude, it's huge here. And it feels like
I
everyone knew
know
who you
you're
were.
hearing a million reports, but he hasn't left yet.
I
I
understand
know
that, but
you're hearing it.
you have to just let yourself be a Tennessee fan and say what you want to say.
I
And
get it,
it
man.
may age. I hope it God it ages terribly. I
Hmm.
hope this ages
Me
like
too.
milk. I hope this ages like you put your 97-year-old grand great grand aunt in a home and you're like, oh, I hope she makes it.
Hope they turn the heat on for her.
Like I hope it ages like that. Okay, I hope it ages as bad as it can be because I don't want to lose Tony Vitello. I'm praying he's just. Oh man, he got a. That's the thing, though. It's not gonna really work out in San Francisco. Do you think it is? Like, dude,
I don't know.
in 5 years, are you gonna be happy you did this? Really? Do you think in 5 years he'll say, yeah, that was the better decision?
I don't know.
I don't think he will. Because here's the thing. Do you how many managers can you name? Or how many,
Nostra Austin Damas.
just let me okay, the players are the stars of college or of Major League Baseball. And it's not even close. Like no one thinks of Dave Roberts as the Dodgers. No one's like, oh, who are the Dodgers? Well, there's Dave Roberts first. No one thinks that. No one. That is the best manager in Major League Baseball.
When do you think of the Braves? What do you think of?
You think of Ronald Acuna Jr. You think of Spencer Strider.
You don't think of Greg Maddux?
You think of Greg Maddux, but I'm talking about right now.
Oh, okay.
But you don't think of the managers. Do you think of like Bobby Cox was probably the most well-known manager, but you don't even get skippers like that anymore.
That's what I meant, Bobby Cox. That's what I meant, Bobby Cox. My bad.
Yeah, I was like,
that's what
I think about Greg Maddux, but
that's what I meant, Bobby Cox. My bad.
But then again, no one's really known like that as managers anymore. It feels like and here's the thing: people only know who you are if you constantly screw up, and then they only know you for 2 years.
Well, Tony is watching this podcast right now. We're persuading him. We're persuading that dude right now as we speak. Tony, if you're watching, I know you are.
Crazy. I just don't feel like this fits him. It's not
that crazy though. It's not.
Like he's gonna get in there and just hate it because he can't do his thing. Like he can't. Like what is even going to work look like for him anymore? Like because he used to just go fly all over. He used to just be the guy, and I'm just like, you don't go and like evaluate prospects when you have scouts to do that for you. It's a whole different department in Major League Baseball. I mean, I guess the managers can sometimes have influence there, but they're not making that call. Tony made every call here. Every single call every single thing he basically controlled here outside of like, upper stuff. But even then he was supposed to work with those resources.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it appears that you should care about this. And I get why you're mad. We have 4,700 people watching this show right now because we're talking about Tony Vitello. As we speak, we're talking about Tony Vitello. And they're all watching. Every one of them. Because they don't want him to leave. And no one wants him to leave. Not one person in this fan base wants him to leave. So yeah, get why you're upset. Get why you're mad. But like Bev in the comments said earlier, I understand, but I just don't understand. It sucks. But at the same time, you get it. I don't know.
I don't get it.
We'll figure out what happens, Austin. Austin, you just need to go to sleep. Take a freaking Valium or whatever people take. You look like the saddest person on earth right now. And I get it, but like Bev said, I don't understand. Anyway, we got Kentucky this week. Tennessee beats Kentucky. If they don't, we're going to have real problems. We'll talk about that next week. But this week on our show segments, Austin has to eat cat food because he lost against me in one of the segments. So make sure you get some hot sauce and just put it in a little can and get your little spoon and just eat the little cat foodie. Loser! Anyway.
I'll eat the whole candy. Keep telling you. I'll eat 4 cans. I'll eat the whole pack. I don't give a damn.
I'll starve both of my cats. I
will throw up for 7 days. I don't give one shit. I will do anything to just keep this college baseball program going, man.
Donald
I think it'll be good with Josh or Elander, but
Donald suggests Fancy Feast if we're talking about cat food. None of that cheap shit. None of that cheap stuff. Nope. Not doing it. You get the fancy.
I think Fancy Feast is the cheap stuff. When was the last time you bought cat food?
I never had a cat, so I don't know, Austin. All right. That was a good show. Austin, you stay away from razor blades or bridges or anything like that. Stay clear away from that. But we'll do it again next week. And we're doing the segments on Wednesday. I will be the segment caller. I will have the segments. Austin and we will discuss these segments. Fun show, man. I love that show. It's going to be real fun. But anyways, good night. God bless. Austin, don't shoot yourself in the face tonight. Go to bed. Wake up tomorrow. Just wake up. That's all I pray for. Anyway, good night. Go Balls. God bless. Peace out.